What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com and, of course, WCR Nation, window cleaning podcast. What's going on? It is almost 5 o'clock here on the East Coast already. And, I haven't done these in a couple weeks because, actually, like a week, I was on vacation. Anyway, what's up? I'm back. I am back. So if you're here, say what's up. Tell me your temperature. Right now, it is 55 degrees in North Carolina, and I'm going to put that down. Is Charlotte, NC. Just so you know. What's up, Lewis? Lewis is in the UK. What's your temperature right now? And I love your picture, by the way. It's absolutely awesome. What's up to Diamondback? What's going on? How's it going? What's your temperature? How are you? Where are you from? Yeah, so it is winter here in almost every quadrant, unless you're from Australia, which, by the way, I think it's a little the wrong time for some Aussies to be here. But either way, it is winter, and it has finally kicked in. This year has pushed everything really farther back. I'm from Wisconsin. They've been getting snow a lot, and temperatures have really been hitting there too. So I don't know if winters come early or late for you, or if it's right on par, but it's definitely late here. And that is gross. 3 degrees. 3 degrees is nuts. I'm glad I'm not there. But 28 in Texas. How is that a thing? What's up, Lucas, by the way? What's going on? Man, 28 this morning in North Texas. That's just not right. You should just be warm if you're in Texas. That should be like a law, right? Pretty sure. So much winter, yes. Chris knows, actually. Chris is he knows winter. He knows winter. But yeah, it's true. We do need winter. Obviously, one big, really cool thing to do in the wintertime, on a side note, is to sell route, because all the other window cleaners around you go, oh, it's too cold to go out there. I just spit, probably on camera. But they say, it's too cold to go out there. I'm not going out there. And then you come in and you sell the job because they haven't been there in so long, and you make it look awesome. It's a great time to sell route, by the way. Craig. What's up, Craig? Mississippi is 31. Man, my 55 degrees is doing pretty dang good. I'm all right. Illinois at 5 degrees. Ugh. By the way, Diamondback, I'm from Racine, which is right over the border in Wisconsin on Lake. And, they've been getting snow and temperatures and everything else. It's literally the reason why I moved to North Carolina, is because this is it. I have to wear sleeves today. It's so cold. But, yeah, you Northerners would make fun of how much your blood thins. But anyway, so being that it is the winter, what do we do in winter? What do we do to keep ourselves busy? If you have an idea that you want to share what you're doing this winter, your big projects, tell me in the comments. No matter where you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, I want to know what you're doing and what you're spending your winter on. But a big thing, a big thing that I do is I redo everything. Every system that I run, every advertising, marketing, all of that is completely redone. And because I'm just a nerd at heart, I go over all of my bills for the window cleaning company, all of them, and see what works, what doesn't, where I can get different things. I want to check prices. Every year, I cut my bills down by 10% over the winter. That sounds crazy, but all year you're doing things. You're like, oh, we need this, we need to do this. And then you get to winter and you're like, okay, well, let's look at all those hastily done things that I did, right? Like for our office building, maybe our dumpster was bigger than we needed. We're not using it all except for leaf season, gutter season, right? Going through those, checking our internet. Can I get faster, better internet, right? All those bills, I'm going to go over all that. It sounds so boring, I know, but it absolutely makes a ton of sense. Frank, I want to know what you're doing in the wintertime. What keeps you busy, by the way? But that's the big thing. I reinvent everything. Now's the time that you're sitting on your butt. Again, a lot of us are still cleaning. I get that. But you have more time. Planning everything and setting everything out for the whole year is what we can do right now. and I don't have to worry about being so busy that I can't get to it, which is what happens by the time you think about it. Middle of summer, you're like, oh man, like I'm not running efficient. Like I got to redo this. I have to fix this. And now you can't fix it because you can't pull a truck off the road. Right? Oh, nice, nice. You're close to where I am. So you're getting the weather too. You're getting the weather. Lewis just said, keeps changing all the time. Diesel heaters are a must and cheap to run, especially to keep a van from freezing. Absolutely true. Diesel, I'm not sure I would run that. I haven't done a diesel heater, so I'm not sure about running that indoors. Kerosene heaters. I even know people who do light bulbs. That sounds really dumb, but you got a van and you have a heat lamp or a wattage lamp for a 100-watt bulb, that'll keep it warm. It'll keep it kind of warm in there. You just run it, plug it in, and then you're not as worried about having any type of tip overs, issues, things like that. What's up to the Sleeveless Wonder? What's up, man? Kevin is here, by the way. What's up, Kevin? And by the way, next month is the IWCA show. If you're not going to the IWCA show or you haven't been there yet, I will be there. Kevin will be there if you want to go see Kevin. Right now, there is Vegas has odds and if he'll be wearing sleeves or not. It's not looking good if you're betting against sleeves, but he'll be there. Check it out. Kevin, if you want, if you're still in here, go ahead and tell us when the IWCA show is, where it's at, all that fun stuff. But Chris, yeah, man, budgeting is huge right now because we have the time to look at it all. The other thing is the only thing that you can budget for is based off of last year. So take everything. As soon as year end is done, you have the most valuable information that you could possibly have. And it's like, what did you spend the money on? What can you spend the money on? What are you going to be doing this year? What was your marketing budget? Are you doing a percentage marketing budget? If you are, your budget changed because you're running percentage of what your gross was last year or your net, depending on how you do it. So budgeting is huge. It's no fun, but it is the reason that big companies can be big. When you think that you're not the type, I'm a little guy, I don't need a budget. When you say that, the problem is you'll never exceed a small company. And not all of us are trying to be a big company, but I want to be a healthy company too, right? So budgeting, it sucks, but it is super, super valuable. Budgeting is huge. Still washing windows in 5 degrees. Our thing, you guys, if you have a different saying, post it. But our saying was, if we have full washer fluid freeze, it's done. It doesn't matter because it's just too cold anyway. I remember my first job I ever did. This is 16 years ago. I was doing a commercial property in the winter. It was January, the coldest day. Ended up being the coldest day of the entire year. Was my first job, and it was awful. I froze all the windows. I had to use a scraper, an Ettore 6-inch scraper to scrape the ice off the windows that I had just made. It was absolutely horrible. And it was a machine shop. So when I did the outside, I froze my butt off. I just wasn't dressed for as awful. When I went inside, I sweated my butt off because the thing was 100 degrees inside. It was absolutely awful. So, boom. That is why I now live in the South. And Jacob Dell, I'm so proud of you for drinking a fruit. That's the most healthy stuff I think Jacob has, even if it's mixed with Tito's, which helps. It's like Lysol, right? It helps protect against, the virus that causes COVID. I don't know, but I'm proud of you for drinking some fruit. It's better than a Monster, unless it's lemonade Monster. Then you're back to doing all that. But match scheduled and working to fill April. Awesome. That's awesome. If you're at a point right now where you're filling in those spots, that is absolutely awesome. Now is not the time to market. There's no advertising to do, but always be marketing, always changing that type of thing. Don't advertise now. No real need. There's not, again, you can't sell a cheeseburger to a vegan no matter, how hungry they are, even if it's $1, right? By the way, if you're watching the video, gives it a thumbs up. Gives it a thumbs up because we don't have enough of those. But yeah, what are you doing in winter? If you're here, say what's up. Tell me your temperature and what you're doing this winter. Jacob Dell is doing Tito's and lemonade. Again, so far, that is the best winter that we're done. But yeah, if you're filling up April right now, that's awesome. One thing to think about is that what is your growth strategy? If you are out so far, and I know obviously winter people don't want their windows done, probably for you in your area until probably June or April, maybe May, usually starts picking up in May, depending. But again, if you're filling up so far ahead, I know guys in the busy season, they're like 2 months out. If you're 2 months out, you should be hiring. Hire if you haven't and you're that far up. But that is absolutely awesome, by the way. Keep up that's awesome numbers. Kevin said, getting all things around for the convention. He's getting ready. Again, he'll talk about that all there, I think, but he did. Yep. Dates are on there. The Rosen Center, Orlando, Florida, February 7th through the 11th. So that's the IWCA show. By the way, not to promote IWCA, of course, but if you go to just search in Google IWCA convention, it'll pull up the page and you can see all the specs on that. 78 in Fort Myers. Jeff, I want to like you. I really want to like you, but you're going to have a lot of angry people at that comment. 78? Oh. Well, when you're living in an armpit in the summer, then I guess we can talk. But everybody has a good season. It's just, what is your good season, But Lewis said, indoor, no, LOL. Leave it outside of the van. Use an exhaust fumes. It will kill you. Yes. The diesel thing, I didn't know. I know any combustible engine other than propane, kerosene, is going to just like nuke everything around. So, yeah, okay, that much more makes sense. Try the light bulb thing if you haven't yet. It sounds really ridiculous, but I'm telling you, a little light, 100 watts, like no power, let it run. It's pretty good deal. He said, any good equipment recommendations for hot water system? So this is probably 4 or 5 years ago. There was a couple of companies. Actually, Brodex was one of them, I believe, out of the UK. But then Tucker, RHG, started selling a heated system. And there's pros and cons to it. Now, heated water actually is a little bit more efficient. You're going to have a little bit better cleaning power with it. But the downside is it doesn't stop from icing over. So it doesn't allow you to clean under freezing temperatures. It allows you to clean, but as soon as that water hits the air and the glass, it cools down. It cools rapidly. And you know what happens to glass when glass cools rapidly. I've heard of people breaking glass with that water, but I don't think it got hot enough to really change that. It's a good concept on paper. Nobody that I know of has a system as of right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's something that people keep kind of on their ideas. Heated system, I would love to water feed all year round in the cold, but you got to remember that the water you put out has to go somewhere, and it's always on the concrete, on the building, and on the windows below it, and it just makes for a really unfun time. But you can use a water fed, even if the temperatures are, say, like in that 30 range. If you got good sun, wrap your system with a moving blanket or something just to insulate it from the wind. And now you can run the water coming out of the building, of course, is liquid, so it's above freezing, and it's usually warmer because it's been through the pipes and the water, underground, all that fun stuff. It keeps things a little bit warm, and you can use it. You just don't want to be so cold that everything is freezing into sheets of ice and creating a bunch of other headaches with that. Kevin said, guaranteed to be sleeveless, even at the awards banquet. I hope, Kevin, that you're wearing one of those sleeveless tuxedos. That would be absolutely amazing if you got a sleeveless tuxedo. If you already have one, it wasn't my idea. I'm not stealing your thunder, but it's going to be amazing if you do have it. Negative 35 degree window washer or window fluid added with a splash of isopropyl. I can never say that word. The alcohol. There you go. With the fluid. Layering and good gloves for warmth. Yeah. If you guys are looking for good gloves, the Winter Plus gloves are my go-to. Winter Plus. Those are really good. There's a little bit of dexterity still where you also don't have to worry about movement. The biggest thing that I don't like is gloves that take away too much movement. If your glove takes away too much movement, it just makes me not want to wear gloves. But I just put it in the comments now. There may be a little bit of lag, but that's the link to Winter Plus. Try it if you're not. Kevin just said, if you're slow, offer a discount or additional free services for interior work at high dusting and vacuuming. for not much of an investment. Yeah, I love the add-on concept. This time of year, I don't know how much it pushes people across if it's just not in their mindset. If you're in a warmer area where people are still cleaning a lot, it could definitely help. I'm a huge proponent of adding services instead of discounting your price, because I don't sell on price. Like, as a company, I always tell you, like, if I was selling you something for $1,000, would you buy it? But I didn't tell you anything else. The only thing you can focus on is money. But if I told you it's a brand new Ferrari, you're going to buy a couple of them at $1,000. Same concept. Once you know the value, it overshadows the price. So yeah, add value, and it really helps. Craig said he's searching for that missing glove. Yeah, man, that is winter. Actually, funny story. I just saw somebody who was up on a roof removing the Christmas lights that they had installed for the season, and found a pair of pliers just sitting on the roof. Didn't go anywhere. He said that he remembers the job, and I think it got dark or something, but they were in a rush and left it there. So KT's window cleaning, 53 in Central Texas. That is much better than the other Texas one. So Central Texas for the win. The Dane 824. What's going on, by the way? Welcome. What's your highest sales day? If you're still here, I know you said this comment a couple minutes ago here, but if you're here, you mean highest sales day for selling equipment or for selling the window cleaning itself, like for my company? If it's for my company, our season, again, from Wisconsin, was always later. I've had really big days, but that was scheduled work. So usually when you're scheduling services, of course, you're scheduling it for the future, and you're scheduling it for the month of June or something. I've had some really big days, but it doesn't actually come to fruition until it's done. In sales for supplies, window cleaning, that type of thing, the biggest day usually comes in the month of March, surprisingly, for us at least. And it's because we sell before you're busy, or like right when you're starting to get busy or seeing it, we sell because people prep, get their equipment, get their supplies, that type of thing before they get busy. So we actually have bigger days in March. Most of you are having bigger days in like April. But for us, March is big. It just depends on where you are. What's up, Reese? By the way, what are your plans for the new podcast with Stevo? Yes, if you heard, there is going to be a new live podcast with Stevo, my homeboy. It's going to be every Monday, actually every other Monday. If it goes well, we may look at actually doing it every single Monday just for that nice frequency. But yeah, it's just going to be something that's just going to be a lot of fun. We're going to just talk. It's going to be more business related than fun related necessarily. But it's going to be a really good mix of everything. It's going to be business orientated, but also a lot of fun. And because it's live, it's going to be just like this, where there can be questions and you guys get to get into the conversations. Joining a conversation is really pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's been in the works for a while. So if you haven't heard of that, Stevo and I are doing that podcast. It's going to be live on Monday nights at 8. We're going back and forth with the times. It hasn't started yet. So 8 Eastern on YouTube, and it's going to be live on Stevo, the Window Cleaners YouTube page. So if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, go and subscribe to his YouTube. It's you'll get notified when we go live. Join the conversation. I'm telling you, just like when you do these. If you're here, say what's up. That's literally why we do these. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, Reese. So I hope you're there. Diamondback just said added soft washing service. Adding soft washing 2 services offered, major boost to income. I'm a huge fan of add-ons. Now, a jack of all trades is a master of none. I get that. But when you add on services that are in your wheelhouse, it's huge. Here's another thing to think about, Diamond. If you offer pressure wash, house washing, we'll say, and window cleaning, you get to sell that to one person where they're not going to leave and go, okay, we'd love you to do the pressure washing on our house, but or the windows. We'd love you to do the windows on our house, but I got to find a pressure washer, schedule them first, and we'll get you. Well, they're going to call a person like me who does both. And I'm going to say, hey, well, I do pressure washing and I do windows, soft washing, pressure washing, right? Like, oh, well, I'll just get it all done with you. Well, you just lost the job because you don't offer it. So not only are you making more money with that add-on, you're also going to secure more work. So really, really smart, by the way. Tell me what rig you got, by the way, what you ended up going with, what's your setup on that. I'd love to hear it. But Lewis said, for me to take on someone to expand to have 2 vans on the road, that's an awesome goal. That's an awesome goal. That is the kind of thing that kicks you into another level, right? We have what's called saturation. There's only so much work that you can do when you can do what you do. You charge by the hour. There's only so many hours you're physically able to work. As soon as you add another crew, it changes the entire game. That's why you could do 1,000 hours a day. You just have to have enough people to do that, right? So huge goals, man. That's absolutely awesome, Lewis. That's huge, man. Do it right, do it smart. Focus on the growth side of it. Don't let it happen. Make it happen, right? Campsite on-demand water heater. Yeah, I had one from Camco, and worked really well. Produced water at a good level. If you're running it through a system, you have to have a high flow system so that the machine can then produce more. If you run like a standard, like a Zero, World 1, Tucker S4, one of those things, you run about half a gallon a minute. That then, if there's any restriction in the system, might pull down. Still enough pulling it through, but I always ran it through high flow on that one. I'm not sure if you've tried it either way. Sealskins are Brill gloves. Sealskins are Brill gloves. Thin but dry. Brill might be a good, I don't know what Brill means. I'm too old for that. But yeah, sealskins are nice. I hate neoprene, so anything that's not neoprene, I like. Sealskins, I believe in the old versions, they've had liners also, but like anything that keeps your hands. I wore even mechanics gloves for a while. They don't do well in water. They actually get, pretty stinky, surprisingly. Not as stinky as neoprene, but yeah, they worked out well too. So just something to keep that wind off of your hands, really. 8+ inches of snow last night, 36 degrees, and raining now. Ugh. If you have 8 inches of snow, that's different. 36 degrees and raining just melts everything, and it's just a sloppy mess. So, yeah. Sounded like it was good at least last night if you are snowboarding or something. But what's up, Josh? What's going on? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Rob said, I have a off-topic question. How does the 0 degree Ed-Array handle compare to other handles? I haven't found info on it, but I have it in my cart list to buy. Well, Rob, if you are a 0 degree fan, there's not too many options out there as far as 0 degrees go, and they're all really the same, right? Each squeegee has a different angle in the pitch, not a 0 degree, but every other one, right? Ninja is the only one that listed as a 30 and a 40 degree, but a lot of other versions, they just have slightly different. In a 0 degree, it's all 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if you're using Ed-Array channels, get an Ed-Array 0. If you want something to have a little bit more versatility with a 0, Ed-Array also makes a Pro Contour Plus that is adjustable. You can go 0 to standard Ed-Array. But they're nice, man. The Unger one that TJ or T-Squeegee always talks about, he's an Unger guy. So for him, he always goes the Unger. Unger uses a clipless handle, where Ed-Array uses a clipped channel and a clipped handle. So if you're running an Ed-Array channel, got to stick Ed-Array. But yeah, worth a try, man. Our equipment's so cheap that it makes sense to just buy it and try it, find out what you like. Black Diamond Squeegee Rubber 2022. Nice. Yeah, Black Diamond, man. I really like Black Diamond. We switched over personally, my company. I sold my company, my actual window cleaning company. But before we did, I had that running for probably 2 years before I ended up selling it. It's been years. We just buy grosses of that. It's so affordable. Plus, we're able to have sales on it, and you can get a gross for like $100-something, depending on size. So it's crazy. Craig said, I had to cut back on different services. Can't keep up with all the demand for windows between residential and commercial accounts. Yeah, if you're doing too many services, you get spread too thin, and then nothing actually gets done properly. So yeah, don't do overwhelm yourself with that. But yeah, there you go. I forget you guys over there. Brilliant is a word that we do not use in the U.S. like you do. Brilliant to us is not slang for anything. We usually like, oh, it's brilliant. It's a great idea. But anyway, Brenton, what's up, man? What's going on? How are you, man? Yeah, the Stevo show we've been planning for a few months. It all comes down to like a bunch of weird stuff. He got a new desk, a new computer, new backdrop, new everything. Like for this is the backdrop. In that show, it'll be better than this, I promise. This is just my office, so it is what it is. But yeah, man, it's going to be really, really cool. Make sure you subscribe to Stevo, the window cleaners YouTube page. Subscribe to it because we're going to be going live every other Monday, starting on the 10th, I believe. And it's going to be at 8 o'clock East Coast. And it's going to be just a live. It's just going to be chill. We're going to be talking about like window cleaning stuff, but like on a really cool conversating kind of level, which is super fun. Like if you guys haven't been to a show or you haven't done something where you're able to convey or talk to people, it's a whole other thing when you can talk to people about window cleaning, especially since this is our lives. Like Stevo and I work a lot already. And it's all window cleaning. Our entire lives are window cleaning. You guys know, I mean, you got American Window Cleaner magazine. I decided to buy that last year. And that's just another aspect of everything. So live and die window cleaning, man. It's going to be cool. I hope you guys are checking out the show. Mormon Accelerator 2.0 squeegee handle was great. So many degree options to help figure out what suits you. Yeah, I really do like that on a pole. I don't normally use that on like a standard, nose to glass kind of situation, but for pole stuff, I love that handle. I really, really love the newer version too. If you tried the first iteration, the little clip, like to take the channel off, was the worst thing in all of the world. First world problems, but I hated it. The new version, they actually have a big lever and it comes off. That's the 2.0 handle. It's really, really good. And again, the stuff is so cheap. Why not get it? Why not try it? Why not just use new equipment? See what you like. But that's exactly it. You can kind of tailor it in, which is super, super cool. But Rob, thanks for the answer. I like the simplicity of the handle. Looks like I'll try it. Looks like it'll handle the work. Yeah, it really will. Ettore makes great stuff. Ettore is absolutely phenomenal. They've been nothing but awesome to deal with. I've run Ettore. That was my original. All of us, everybody, every one of you that are watching right now has your OG equipment. That thing that you started on, right? What brand did you start on? It's still embedded in you. My first kit was the Ettore, the one that comes in a bag. Remember that one? And I say that word funny, I know, because I'm from Wisconsin. That was my first kit. All Ettore stuff, and I love Ettore to this day. That is still one of my favorite handles, the Pro Plus Super System. And then pairing that, now you can do a Ninja handle with the Ettore Super Channel. That is a killer thing, man. Ettore is just there. They just do what they do. They do really, really good, kind of company, I guess. I don't know. They're OG. They're just really, really good. I really dig them. Craig does not like Mormon. Does not like Mormon. I think you've actually posted about Mormon on some of the Facebook groups too. And yet the big thing, everybody just has to realize that it's opinion. Opinion is opinion and facts are facts, right? Fact is the time. The fact is the day of the week. A fact is something that cannot be disputed, and there are no other versions of that. In opinion, man, you got to find what your own opinion is, right? Like, the only way you knew if you like Mormon or not is if you try it. The only way you like one version or the other is if you try it. It really, really is just something you got to try. See what you like. It's cheap. What do I think of the ovate pole? Ooh. I have it sitting right here. That's how much I like this. This is the OVA 8 Elite. This is the version that I think we're actually out of at the moment, but more are coming in. I love this OVA pole. OVA 8 in general, they are a killer company. The composite is great. It's on par with all other poles, except the feel is even better in your hands. I love just, there's a lot of pole brands that I like out there, but this oval feel I really, really enjoy. You can get really pretty tall with this, and I think, again, on paper, this is going to be a stiffer pole than a round pole, just because of the way that it's done up, because it's technically flat walls and round walls. So it's a really, really killer setup, by the way. Awesome clamps, and then everything in the OVA 8 line is done up in an oval. So that's the oval shape. If you can, I don't know if you can see this. There you go. You can kind of see the walls. See, the walls are like flat. That's their oval pole. And what that does is it makes it that this cannot twist. It cannot twist. It has to stay like that because of that. So in turn, everything up from the gooseneck to the clamps to the way that it mounts onto, sorry, everything's backwards, is all oval and locking. There are no threads in this pole. And what that does is it just makes it so nothing can move, nothing can change. This also has the quick connect, or the quick slap version on the angle adapter, which is super, super handy. Some other companies had that, and I think they've kind of gone away from that, but I really like that if they ever bring that back. But killer pole, killer pole. One other real quick thing to talk about is the ends. They're actually plastic ringed ends. Plastic ringed ends. So what that does is it gives you some really good rigidity on the bottom, so you don't hit it on anything, and it doesn't add a billion pounds of weight to that, which is another pretty cool thing. But yeah, you know, all poles, when they're fully extended, are going to have a lot of flex. Even the Destroyer, I don't have one of those sitting in front of me, but the Destroyer, being the stiffest pole that we currently sell, it's still, I mean, when it's fully extended, it's fully extended. You know, as soon as somebody comes up with a diamond pole, we'll be in business. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm backwards. Every time I point, I'm pointing the wrong thing. But anyway. Yeah, exactly. Ettore is one of those that has that. There was a couple companies that come out. It was like a slap something, I think. And then it actually was an adjustment that you can add to other things too. And I'm pretty sure you can take the Ettore and put it on other stuff too. So if you're doing a lot of adjustments, it's really pretty nice. I've even seen somebody who had an adjustment one where it was a like a tightened bolt where they would not have the teeth to hold it, and they would have it so it actually could kind of pivot almost like a swivel, except side to side it'd be up and down. I think it'd kill some of your scrubbing power, but still pretty cool, I think. But anyway. But cool. Well, I talked you guys' ears off. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you guys are going to be able to check us out on Stevo's new podcast. They're going on Stevo, the YouTube channel. And again, I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com, of course. So there's my number, 862-312-2026. Call me, text me, let me put your orders in. I want to be your rep. Shameless plug if you haven't seen any of the Nation episodes. They're there. WCR Nation's a window cleaning podcast. Listen, hopefully it's better than a cat video. If you want to watch it on YouTube, you can play it in the background, or it's anywhere podcasts are. And of course, thanks for everything, guys. We will see you again tomorrow.